Hello, welcome to Yate Relay at Home. It's great to have you joining us. I think today is going to be a really good day of virtually meeting together, even though we can't quite meet together in person. I know that it's been a challenging time so far this year, and this is not what any of us expected. So I'm sending all of our thoughts from the whole of the Yate Relay family to you, and hoping that you're all well and safe. Whilst we can't be here in person here down at Yate Outdoor Sports Complex, we can be here virtually and through the amazing technology that exists. We've got a fantastic day coming up. We've got some amazing things going on. We've got some fantastically inspirational talk cancer videos. We've got some brilliant music from Cherry Red, who have kindly sent us some music for us to play. We've got the relay quiz coming up later, which is for all of the family, and I'd really encourage you to get involved in that. And we've also got the Candle of Hope ceremony later on this afternoon. If you haven't already, I'd really encourage you to grab a candle bag or download our candle bag from the website. The link will be below me now, and decorate it, stick it in the window, and send us your pictures on Facebook, Twitter, social media, via email, however you want. You could post it to us, but it probably won't get here in time for today. Yeah, definitely get involved in that. The other thing we've got going on is we've got the big relay camp out and barbecue tonight. We're encouraging you to get your relay tents out and don't come down here and camp, but camp in your own garden and send us some pictures. Have a barbecue with your family, send us some pictures. There might even be a prize or two involved for the most inventive camps or the most amazingly juicy looking burger that you can muster. So we hope you enjoy today. If you like what you see and you're able to, I'd really encourage you to donate. You can donate to us at yaterelayforlife.org.uk/donate. The link will be below me now. And if you can't, just enjoy it anyway. And we're really looking forward to coming back here next year for our 15th birthday. And I'll give you some more details about that later.
The memory of me to be a happy one, I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun of happy memories that I leave when life is done.
Embarrassing, I was a lowercase G, but now I'm a big G. The girls see I got the money, $100 bills, y'all. If you were from where I'm from, then you would know that I got.
But we look forward to it, don't we?
We do.
We have meetings.
Because we're mad.
You know, like we're having one this afternoon to discuss what we're going to do, aren't we?
What we're going to make.
What we're going to make. Find some more space to keep it all.
Store it, yeah.
Store it. But it's just a good day. It's a good 24 hours. Tiring.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
And it's not just from
Exhausting.
12 to 12 because it's setting up camp and you're there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you're at my house at 9 and I'm like, where's my coffee?
But the other thing that's good about it is you talk to different people.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
hear different stories,
Yeah.
different experiences that people have
We met
gone
someone
Everyone's
through.
there for the same reason.
Yeah, we met
We're
someone
all
new
there for
today
the
at the
same.
coffee morning.
Yeah.
So sort of different pieces like that.
Relay just stuck out. We only moved to Yate recently. It's really powerfully advertised in Yate. It's round the corner from us. My wife's involved at YOSC with training the athletics and taking part in athletics there. So we saw the adverts. Cancer research, obviously, very prominent charity, and lots of people have had these kind of experiences. I say just I'm very active. The kind of 24-hour walking thing appealed, but being able to get involved with the family as well, it really appealed, and just wanting to have some sort of opportunity to give something back, to raise a bit of money. I've done fundraisers before, but I've never done something that I've been able to dedicate to my mum's memory, and as I say, particularly with my kids getting a bit older now, just wanting to think about how I communicate with them about what their grandmother would have meant for me, for her to be around them as well. So it came at a good time, and I just hope it'd be a really good event. Yeah.
Relay is a festival, a community festival, and a celebration of fundraising throughout the year within a community. It is joyous, it's sad, it's fun, it's happy, it's just the perfect antidote to any day. Seeing people come together and spend 24 hours celebrating, commemorating people that are going through cancer or they've lost to cancer, what a beautiful thing for a group of people to come together and do it in a way that is light-hearted but also is respectful. That's the best thing about Relay.
I think it's a fantastic community event, bringing people together. You have fun when you're fundraising, you do the bucket collections at Tesco. It's just brilliant to get out there, spread the message, and be part of helping to kind of find a cure eventually maybe for cancer. I just wanted to feel that I was doing something to make a difference, and Relay looked fun, and it was fun. That's why I'm still part of it. I just want to feel like I'm doing my bit and helping.
Not long after I was ill, we decided to do something to give back for cancer, and so we only knew about Race for Life. So I went to Race for Life. My son obviously couldn't join in Race for Life being male because it's only for females. I then found Relay, and it just became a huge thing for us. It's a way of giving back. I strongly believe in cancer research because I had cervical cancer and there was nothing to prevent that. Now, with all of the research and the money that people have raised, girls can now have an injection to prevent them from having cancer or cervical cancer, which is fantastic. So if there's any proof that cancer research is important, that's the proof. So to be able to get so involved with Relay, I've been with Relay for 10 years. I've been on the committee for a few years doing health promotion and cancer awareness, and I'm just very passionate about it, and the whole family are. And I go, even if I can't join a team because I'm busy, I've got another commitment, then I'll always go as a survivor just to be there for that day, and I'm always really proud.
I'm Bruce, Lisa's husband. Self-employed, heating engineer. Do a lot of exercise and running and things. So does Lisa. And that's about it, really. Enjoy going on holidays and things like that. So yeah, it's not far from her 40th birthday when she had a mammogram, and then she had a recall. And then we went in to see the consultant, and then they said, oh, you know, what's the chances of it being cancer? I said, oh, highly likely. So they had a week or 10 days to kind of all these scenarios going off in your head before you actually had it definite that she did have cancer. So it was an interesting time. Yeah, it's this the crazy roller coaster sort of thing, you know, and but because we sort of suspected that it possibly was, so you kind of get yourself used to the worst case scenario, and then if that's the case, then it's not too bad. It's better than sort of blinkering, saying, oh, it's just a cyst or it's just something else, you know. And then, you know, your bottom of your world kind of comes away, and everything goes into free fall, you know. So I did an Ironman, so I did a training and things, and so that's what I did, and did a lot of training. And Lisa came to support me on the day. She just had chemo 2-3 days beforehand. I think it was a 6th or 7th cycle, so she actually got out of bed and washed us, so it was good. Yeah, just keep some sort of sanity so you can focus and get any frustrations, everything, just get it out there, and then you're calm and you can absorb anything that's happened, and you know, in normal life as such. So no, I've got some close friends which I talked to, and with the training as well, I got a good place to vent, you know, any frustrations, or so it's, you couldn't, you know, so we got a way to get rid of any kind of that sort of feelings, so you can calm yourself back down, and sort of not relax, but you can cope with you know, Lisa's thing. So it was a good way out, really. Well, certainly made it a bit more focused. You know, you appreciate then holidays and things like that. It's not all about work, and so we booked I think it's about half a dozen holidays a year, you know, and so it's spending time with the family, which is more important than what you can earn working wise. So it's good in that sort of aspect, you know. Yeah, that's right. You know, when you say, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, should we do this? And it's just, rather than waste time, you kind of try and plan things, and you know, getting another venture and experience, you know, out of the weekend, out of the evening or holiday. So it's, yeah, well, ideally you have to talk to someone. You can't keep anything bottled in, because you really can't. But I'm sure there's places you can go to if you haven't got close friends to talk to, that you can actually you know, go and have discussion with people that's qualified. But otherwise, say it's I'll be crazy trying to keep everything in as such.
Very much
so. Just saying there's plenty of support and things out there. Just you're not on your own, and just get through it. Yeah. I was a support team looking after little and bringing them cups of coffee and stuff, and got the tent put up and got all the kit onto the site and all the kit on the site. So I was background support. It's good. She's looking forward to, and any opportunities she asks, oh, are you doing this? Oh yeah, do you want to get a team for this? I got a team for that. You know, and so she's always thinking of increasing the teams coming to for the Relay for Life and things. So it's good. Well, she's on the committee side sort of thing, so I'll be looking after the little one, and maybe do a couple of laps or something. Yeah, but,
Well, we're here at Yate Outdoor Sports Complex, which is probably looking a little bit quieter than you're used to it looking. Normally the field behind me would be packed full of tents with all of you guys camping over. You can join in the camping fun this year, not down here, but in your own gardens by joining us for the big relay camp out and barbecue. Be sure to send us pictures of you and your family camping out in your gardens, because we're going to be awarding a luxury food and drink hamper for Relay next year to those who have got the best home camping.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right. Are you?
Yeah, quite warm. It's quite warm out here today.
Just a few questions I was going to ask. Where are we and why are we here?
So we are at the home of Yate Relay for Life, which is Yate Outdoor Sports Complex, which is quite obvious because of the running track. And we're here because whilst we can't be here physically this weekend, we can be here virtually, and we're here just getting ready and doing some bits for Relay for Life Home, which is our online relay that we're doing this year, which we hope will bring all of our relayers together.
Do you have any amazing plans for Relay at Home this year?
Yeah, I think Relay at Home is going to be fantastic. What we're trying to do is bring some of the best bits of Relay into a shortened, condensed relay that we can share on social media and online. And we've got some fantastic things lined up. We've got our emotional Candle of Hope ceremony, which we'll be doing differently, but it will still be familiar to people, and that's going to be really good. We've got an online candle bag which we're encouraging people to download and to decorate, stick in their window for all of the community to see. And if you have done that, we'd really like to see those, so we'd really be encouraging people to share them with us. One of our amazing bands has sent their set from last year, so we'll be live streaming that. Well, I say live, it's obviously pre-recorded, but we'll be streaming that for people to watch. We've got a fantastic family quiz later, which looks at cancer and as well some general knowledge topics, and even around about the 80s, which I think will be good fun. And then there's loads more going on. One of the things I'm most excited about is we'll be sharing our Talk Cancer videos, which we recorded earlier on in the year. Talk Cancer is our way of giving people cancer awareness, and these are really good, powerful and moving videos which we're excited to share with people.
Lovely. So obviously it's a bit empty around here compared to on a relay weekend, and I'm sure lots of relayers are disappointed not to be here this year. But what aspect of relay are you really disappointed to be missing?
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be missing something slightly different. Some people love the Candle of Hope ceremony, some people love the community feel, some people love the food. I'll be missing the food, but I won't be missing it as much as I think I'll miss the sense of community that really exists. Every year 500, 600 people come down here. Most of them don't know each other, and there's just an amazing community spirit, a sense that we're all in it together. We're trying to beat cancer, and that's evident during the Candle of Hope ceremony, where it's always quite emotional and there's always someone who is upset, and what you see is a fantastic response where people who don't know each other come together and support that person through that really upsetting time. And I just think that will be hard to replicate without being here, but we'll try, and we'll do it next year.
Yeah. Do you have grand plans for Relay 2021?
Well, I think one of the grandest plans is that we've moved the weekend of Relay. Relay has always been on the same weekend for the last 13 years, 14 years even, and we've taken the, I think, slightly bold step to move it 1 month to the end of July. And what that's going to allow us to do is have so much more room down here at Yosk, because we won't have the football tournament going on. So our plan over the next year and a half, because obviously we've got more time now, is to really try and grow Relay, make it a lot bigger. And one of the things we really want to encourage our teams to do is, if they're a team member, they maybe think, oh, I could be a team captain. Put in your own team. Let's see if we can get double the amount of teams as we did last year. Ambitious, but we've got the space to do it now. We've got double the amount of camping space. So yeah, that's really the grandest of plans. The other thing, which is a continuation of what we were hoping to do this year, is we're relaunching the Relay Hub. We want that to feel much more of the centre of Relay, the heartbeat of Relay. So we're relaunching that, and in that you're going to see a refreshed cancer awareness area that's now called Talk Cancer, and I think that'll be a really good area to go and visit when we can next year.
Sounds exciting. How can relayers keep in touch with you throughout today and throughout the next year?
Well, one of the best ways they can keep in touch with us is by joining in with Yate Relay at home, watching us now, joining in with the Candle of Hope ceremony, taking part in the quiz. But they can also keep in touch with us via email, via social media. We're still monitoring all of that despite our situation. And we'd love it if you could pop up and have a chat with us. We'd love to hear how you're doing. Maybe you've undergone treatment for cancer and you want to update us on how it's going, or maybe you just want to tell us about your amazing fundraising that I know you've been doing despite all of this. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to keep in contact with you. We're going to keep sending you emails and social media messages about how you can get involved and how you can continue to fundraise despite the circumstances.
So if my calculations are right, this 2020 would have been the 15th birthday of Relay.
Yes.
Are you doing anything special today to mark that?
Yes, you're right, it would have been the 15th year. It wouldn't have been the 15th year here. The first relay actually took place in Whitchurch, over the other side of Bristol. We've been here for 14 years, or what would have been 14 years this year. What am I going to do to celebrate that? Well, obviously I'm going to take part in Relay at home. Here we are taking part. I might camp out tonight. I really don't like camping, but I might camp outside tonight. We'll see. And I'll probably share a glass of something with my amazing committee at some point over the weekend.
That sounds lovely. So you mentioned you don't like camping. Why do we have this tent? This poor, sorry looking tent.
Yeah, it looks quite sorry. I think we've had that tent for, I don't know, years and years. We've got this tent because part of the reason is because one of the most amazing things about Relay is that this whole area just gets transformed into a mass of tents. And what we're trying to do to replicate that this year is to encourage people to camp outside in their own gardens and have a barbecue. So we've launched the big Relay Camp Out and Barbecue. And what we want, as I said, people to do is to get their Relay camp tents out, camp outside for the night when they'd normally be camping down here, share some pictures with us, and we've got some prizes up our sleeves for the best tents and that kind of thing.
So a bit about myself. My name's Kelly. I am a local fundraising manager for Cancer Research UK, covering Bristol and Bath, and I look after Yate Relay for Life. I'm a mum. This is Bobby, and I've lived in the West Country now for a couple of years. Yeah, that's as much as I can tell you about myself, I think. 36. Yeah, mummy. I'm really lucky that I haven't personally been affected by cancer, but I have lost so many of my family members to it, which is probably what drove me to apply for the original job I went for at Cancer Research UK, which was 7 years ago. My granny died of bowel cancer, and seeing her go was really horrendous. She was so full of life, and she was always the life and soul of the party. So just seeing her deteriorate, she actually died from the second bout of cancer, and she decided not to have chemo. So actually, yeah, it was. I think I saw her 2 days before she passed away, and I really wish I hadn't, because that memory sticks with you. As I said, I've actually lost all of my grandparents to cancer. So yeah, it's whilst it hasn't directly affected me, obviously it's affected my family hugely. So that's what drives me, I guess. When we first found out, actually I think Granny kept it from us. She was one of those ladies that she's kind of really old school, and everything's fine and everything's happy and everything's lovely. And she started complaining that she was getting tummy aches, and honestly, my granny never complained about anything. Everything was always positive. It was my granddad that was the whinger. And so when she started complaining about these tummy aches and then stopped eating as much as she used to do, and I'm not exaggerating when I say she used to put clotted cream on her Rice Krispies. She loved cream, she loved butter, So arguably, maybe she probably could have changed her diet. But when she started saying that, when she was starting to lose lots of weight, and we kept on asking her, and then she said she had this appointment, and then she finally, I think she actually confided in my mum first, and my mum told me and my brother. My stepdad, whose mum it was, he didn't talk to us about it at all. I mean, he really struggled with it. He was always mummy's little boy, so I think that was really tough for him to kind of contemplate that his mum was dealing with something so horrific. I think because I was quite young when she first got cancer, I don't think it really impacted me in the same way as if I'd found out now, maybe. I think maybe living a life a little bit longer and having more of that time with her, but you just know, and even now, you just know that it's a scary word. And I think as a child, when you hear Granny has cancer, that's a scary word. You just don't quite know what that word means, but you know it has scary connotations. My granddad was very old school, and actually, interestingly, as my granny got more poorly, it became quite apparent that my granny had spent her whole life looking after my granddad, and he was completely useless. So, when she was really ill in hospital, towards the end of her life, he couldn't even make a sandwich for himself. So, that not only that sort of practical support for him, and then he just didn't talk about it. I guess he's just, they're of that age, that era where illness just doesn't get discussed. And especially cancer, you're just poorly, you're just ill or whatever. I think for my stepdad, he was quite a bit like that. He'd obviously grown up with my granddad, so he was, expected that men don't talk about their emotions. But I've got quite a strong relationship with my stepdad, and I think we had quite a lot of conversations about it, about how he was feeling. But yeah, that emotional support, I know my mum did a lot of that. Not only because my mum's an only child, so all of my stepdad's brothers and sisters, mean the world to her, and my granny meant the world to her. So she did a lot of that emotional, I think, support, actually. My mum took that role. I know that she had a Marie Curie nurse at the end of her life for palliative care, who was incredible. But I can't remember my mum ever saying that they mentioned about other people having support. And I just don't think, I think it's only really more recently that's becoming more of a thing, and charities are better at promoting those additional services that they can offer. Even before I started at Cancer Research UK, I wouldn't have known that we had a nurse hotline, and I wouldn't have known that they offer not only emotional support, but they can offer practical advice on, where to get your parking, reimbursed and stuff like that. I only think we've been sort of promoting that in the last couple of years, and I would say the same for most of the other charities. So I can't remember the Marie Curie nurse ever saying to any of my family, I'm here for you as well. No. I carry my granny with me wherever I go, in her positivity and her outlook in life. I like to think that I've got a bit of her with me all the time. I can't explain to you, she was the most positive person. She saw joy in everything. If you offered her a cup of tea, she was the most grateful person, and she was so joyous about it, enjoying that cup of tea with you, and she loved to gossip, and so I try and be like her. I try and remember to be like my granny. I think losing her was really hard, and I really wish she never got to meet my husband, and she never got to meet Bobby, obviously, and she would have just been the most joyous woman with Bobby, and he would have loved her, because she just would have showered him with affection and happiness. So that stays with you, those moments of sadness, but overwhelmingly when I think of my granny, I think of joy, and I think I try and keep replaying that in my life in memory of her, in celebration of her. I think I guess I put it in two hats. If I think about what I would have liked as a child, hearing that your granny has cancer, maybe some more, some material, something that explains it in a way that's easy to understand as a child, and allows you the space to kind of understand it, but also feel sad about it, but ask questions. Children want to ask. Yeah, they want to ask questions, don't they? And then as a parent, talk to your pet, talk to your children. If you know your family's going through a diagnosis, you know it is scary, and it is scary. But children need to feel like they understand what's going on, and I think, God forbid, you know, if one of his grandparents gets a cancer diagnosis, I feel like I'd want to sit him down and tell him and talk to him and make him feel that, try and answer as many questions as possible. So I guess seeking out the information and not being afraid of that. You know, sometimes it isn't nice what you read, but but yeah, I guess making sure that I felt like I knew what was happening and prepared in a way. Relay is a festival, a community festival, and a celebration of fundraising throughout the year within a community. It is joyous, it's sad, it's fun, it's happy, it's just the perfect antidote to any day. Seeing people come together and spend 24 hours celebrating, commemorating people that are going through cancer or they've lost to cancer, that, you know, what a beautiful thing for a group of people to come together and do it in a way that is light-hearted but also is respectful. That's the best thing about Relay. You've been such a good boy.
So I'm here at Yate Outdoor Sports Complex, and just beside me is the clubhouse. And you can see over my shoulder the track of Yate Outdoor Sports Complex. We're actually on what used to be Hope Hill. When we started down here at Yate almost 12 years ago, this is where Candle of Hope ceremony used to be held. And then we moved it to the hill that you can see in the far distance. And that brings me on nicely to remind you that actually you can still join in with this year's Candle of Hope ceremony by downloading your candle bag and decorating it. You can get that from our website, and once you've decorated it, we'd love to see a picture of it, so be sure to send that to us.
Evening all, it's great to be back here again. It's a fantastic charity thing. Anyway, if you haven't seen us before, we're Cherry Red, and it's all old stuff. Have a dance if you can. Get a break. Anyway, you've been lucky with the weather, as always. It's looking not too bad. Anyway, you're doing the hard work, so I hope this helps. Right, another one, another Chetbury one. Take away, please, my straight. Run along my automobile. My baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss in the chin of a mile. My curiosity running wild. Cruising and playing the radio. With no particular place to go. Run along my automobile. To tell the way I feel. I told her something as sincere. She leaned and whispered in my ear. Drive them on and drive it slow. With no particular place to go. To take a stroll. Can you imagine the way I felt? I couldn't undo the safety belt. Right along my calaboose, trying to get a belt loose. Away home I had a run. My safety belt I wouldn't budge. Cruising playing the radio. There's no particular place to go. This one's a bit more up to date. We tried to think of some appropriate numbers, so this is called Boots. Anyway, enough of this modern stuff. fancy any dancing yet? Anyway, maybe this one will do the trick. One for all you gamblers.
I'm Steph, I'm 33, from Wotton Under Edge. I'm a care assistant, been a care assistant for probably 17 years. About 2 years ago I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, originally misdiagnosed with cysts probably about 6 years ago. So it was actually growing in me for 4 years as a cyst. A cyst. And then I took myself back because I thought it was getting bigger and something wasn't quite right, and then it came back as thyroid cancer. Quite a big thyroid cancer. Initially, when I was still in the hospital, obviously the first thing was, is this actually like real? And then came a little bit of crying and all that. And then from onwards, then it was just more a bit of anger, because of, if it wasn't misdiagnosed in the first place, maybe like 4 years ago, it could have been dealt with a lot easier. So there's a lot of anger, and I was blaming everybody. But then from there, I think I've been quite strong, really. It's like just carried on, sort of got over it, went on day by day, just living a normal life, really. Initially, I had a total thyroidectomy, so the whole thyroid out. and a neck dissection at the same time because obviously the thyroid and there's some more up here. So did that, then I had a first course of iodine radiotherapy. You heard of that? So I did that, and that was staying in this isolated room in Cheltenham Hospital for like, I think it was 6 days, until you get to a certain level of when you were safe. And then there was 3 weeks after that before I could be in like different stages of who you could be in contact with. So that was quite hard because I had a baby niece and nephew, and obviously they're in the high risk category, so I couldn't see them for 3 weeks. But anyway, so after that, that was fine. Went through the normal oncology appointments, that malarkey. Had another scan. I'd come back, and I'd had 2 little pieces down the front and another bit on the side somewhere. So I go back in for another operation, well, 2 more operations at the same time to get those pieces out. I think one was under my jaw actually. And they also took a piece off my voice box, hence why I can be helium or very, very low. You never know what voice I'm going to get. And another load of radio, but I was only in there 2 days that time. That was fine. That's the treatment I've had, so 5 procedures and 2 operations, 2 big courses of radio, and obviously medication for life. And then on Thursday I had my oncology appointment and they've said no further treatment.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
So that's my early birthday present for next week. So the end, after 2 years, the end is closer. At times, it's leading up to the oncology appointments, you know, that little bit of anxiety, or what are they going to say this time? Am I going to have more radio or anything like that? But to be honest, it's made me realise that I am actually quite strong, because sometimes I've just lived a completely normal life, apart from obviously recuperation time from things. I've not stopped doing anything, I've done more. But I've kind of forgotten sometimes, you know what I mean? When a few months down the line, I've forgotten about these things and just, oh yeah, I can't do that. I did sign up on Facebook to, I think it's called Thyroid Support West or something like that. They meet every 6 months. I think I went to 2 that was in Bristol. That was more like talks from professionals and stuff. And I did go to the Macmillan hub, but I won't go any further with that. Other than that, not really, just friends and family, really. Yeah, I can remember when I was first diagnosed and I went home and told my dad. It's the first time I've ever seen my dad cry. I think they hide it a lot. They're obviously there for me, the uniforms, after the operations and stuff like that, and taking me to appointments and asking how I got on, but I think they hide it a lot. But obviously Thursday I could tell there's a lot of relief in my mum. They've all been really supportive, but they don't really show it, do you know what I mean? Oh, this is a big one. It's like, if you've got the opportunity to do something, do it. Whereas before I'd be like, someone give me an opportunity to do something and it would be like £100 or something to do it. I'd be like, do I really need to do it? It's £100. And now I'd be like, oh, stuff it, I'll do it. I've done so much in the last year that I've done before. I've always been involved in football, and because I wasn't able to play as much, I've done my coaching badges, so I'm now running my football team. And I've done all sorts, massive zip wires, the biggest zip wire in the UK, all that kind of thing, the adrenaline rush things. So yeah, it's like, if you can do it, do it. I think just try and stay as strong as you possibly can. Like you said, grab life with every opportunity you can get, really. Do it while you can. And just be persistent, keep going back. It's not worth worrying about it, leaving it for a few years and then it's too late. Well, before I had the invitation to be a guest of honour last year, I'd never actually heard of it. Obviously I've heard of cancer research. So I came along and learned a bit more about it. And I think the key thing is that the money goes towards like early detection. Obviously, with my experiences, that's a big thing. The sooner it's detected, the better chances you're going to survive, essentially, I suppose. me and my friend had a right laugh, and we enjoyed seeing all the themed laps and the costumes that people had come up with, and the bands, and the food. We were amazed. I think I came back a stone heavier. Yeah, it's really good all round, I think.
Good, good. That's really good. That's good to hear. So I've got another question actually, because you said you was into football. Who do you support? This is very, very important answer here.
Arsenal.
Oh no! Out of all of them, I can't believe you did Arsenal.
Yeah, you're going to be Man United, aren't you?
Yeah. Of course.
No, I was looking at you and I could tell.
Can you tell by my Cunian accent?
Jerry, you do this one. Well, if you hit somebody like you play, I'm gone if you see somebody wrong. Drop the ball, honey, it'll bring me. I've been a good on you. Well, if you see I had a deep and fine bright. Somebody Right, if you're in the mood for dancing, this is one for you. If I was down there, I'd be dancing to this. I always say that, but I mean it. It's true. Right, here we go. While the John was round, go round and round, reeling out of rocking, what a crazy sound, and there was our rocking, till the moon went down, with the sound so sweet, how to take me chin, all down my feet, yeah, how to stand, like clapping my hands, like clapping my feet, but they kept on rocking, going round and round, reeling and rocking, what a crazy sound, there was our rocking, till the moon went down. Well, 12 o'clock, yeah, the place was packed. Of old dogs black, yeah, the place was packed. Oh, when the police knocked, of old dogs flew back. But they kept on rocking, going round and round, going round and round, what a crazy sound. Now start rocking, the moon went down.
Well, I hope you're enjoying Yate Relay at home, and if you are, I'd really encourage you, if you're able to donate to us. We want to absolutely smash last year's total of £80,000, and we've got 2 years to do it, so I'm really confident we can. If you're able to donate to us, you can donate on our website, yaterelayforlife.org.uk/donate. If you're not able to, don't worry at all, just join in the fun with us. Nice, done.
Hi, I'm David Crosby, Head of Early Detection Research at Cancer Research UK. As you may know, Cancer Research UK is the world's largest cancer charity dedicated to saving lives through research. Our vision is to bring forward the day when all cancers are cured, from the most common types to those that affect just a few people. We cover every aspect of cancer research and every step of the cancer journey, from lab bench to bedside, and from prevention to diagnosis and treatment. In this video, you will hear about ACE, our International Alliance for Cancer Early Detection. Breakthroughs in early detection will revolutionise how we think about and treat cancer. Catching cancer early not only saves lives, but may also make those lives better. Early stage cancers are usually far easier to treat successfully and might require less severe treatment, potentially reducing the long-term side effects. The field of early detection research has been held back by a number of significant challenges. There's been a chronic underinvestment in this area. People have seen it as infeasible, so governments, and particularly the pharmaceutical industry, have not engaged with the early detection agenda. There's been a fragmentation of efforts, with 2 small studies being done in 2 separate and disparate places, and a lack of cohesion, collaboration and community around early detection. So there's a strong need for a driving force to bring together the field and catalyse progress. At Cancer Research UK, we acknowledge these challenges, but also more importantly, the significant opportunities that early detection poses. We've recently taken our biggest step in early detection by using our international reputation and position to launch ACE, the International Alliance for Cancer Early Detection, our flagship early detection project. The Alliance convenes 5 of the world's foremost centres in early detection research with Cancer Research UK to create international collaborations and ideas that will both transform and raise the profile of the field. ACE is designed to be a force multiplier, ensuring that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The Alliance comprises Cancer Research UK, together with the universities of Cambridge, Manchester and University College London in the UK, and Oregon Health Science University and Stanford University in the USA. The Alliance is a globally unique mix of world-leading scientific expertise, for the first time bringing together scientists from diverse disciplines including biology, engineering, physics, epidemiology, computer science and clinical research. Each centre contributes unique intellects, technologies and ideas which previously would have operated in isolation or competition. Now, through Cancer Research UK's drawing together of this alliance, the whole can finally be greater than the sum of these parts. These unique components can now operate collaboratively together as a single machine, accelerating progress in early detection and saving lives. The challenge of early detection is too great for any one organisation or nation alone. Collaboration is critical. One of the hardest cancers to treat is pancreatic cancer. Only around 5% of people diagnosed with pancreatic cancer will survive for 10 years. Now, this is because many cases are diagnosed at a late and incurable stage, as pancreatic cancer does not have any early telltale symptoms, and it can develop under the radar for many years. By the time it's diagnosed, it's often at a very advanced stage, when the prognosis is extremely bad. No screening test currently exists for pancreatic cancer. Now, a new international team has been supported by Cancer Research UK through ACE to tackle this formidable challenge. This team involves scientists from Cambridge, Oregon and Stanford University. And this new team will aim to develop a blood test for pancreatic cancer. They will be looking for unique patterns of enzymes and cell fragments and fusions of tumour cells with white blood cells, all of which are thought to enter the blood when pancreatic cancer is present. A blood test for this terrible disease has the potential to save lives on a huge scale. Part of what makes ACE unique is the mix of skills and technologies across the partner universities. One of the things that Cancer Research UK are doing with ACE is to promote exchange of these skills between the partners. We are supporting scientists with unique and novel technologies and experimental approaches to travel to other partner universities to teach these skills to other researchers who can then also utilise them. Now, it's recently been discovered that blood platelets, the tiny cells that initiate blood clotting, experience biochemical changes when they come into contact with tumour cells and their products. These changes in the platelets can be detected as a warning sign of cancer. Now, this is a very new discovery, and few labs have the technology necessary to investigate this. A scientist from Stanford has developed an experimental procedure to study these tumour-exposed platelets. Through ACE, we're supporting this scientist to travel to Cambridge and Manchester to teach their scientists the techniques to study this new phenomenon, so spreading this important expertise across the Alliance. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about our exciting and pioneering research, that we are entirely reliant on our supporters so that we can deliver the advancements that patients and their families deserve. Together, we can bring the early detection of cancer to the forefront of cancer research. We can accelerate progress and significantly contribute towards improving the lives of people with the disease, not just in the UK, but throughout the world.
One of the things that I'll be missing most about Relay this year is the themed laps. Will you be sporting your pants and bras at any point over the weekend?
There is a picture of me from, it must have been 13 years ago, of me doing exactly that, sporting my pant and bra. Maybe I won't be trying to replicate that. Maybe I could just sleep in my underwear instead, try and do it instead.
Maybe don't post a picture of that.
No, I probably won't post a picture of that.
Obviously we can't gather here today because of coronavirus, but does Cancer Research have any plans? What are they doing to mitigate the impact that coronavirus is having on all of us, especially those going through cancer?
So Cancer Research have been hit, unsurprisingly, quite hard. A lot of charities have, and I think that they're expecting to see a 25% drop in income this year, which is, that's not an insignificant amount of money. But they're still trying to get their fundraisers, their amazing fundraisers, like our relayers, involved. They've trying to move a lot of their events online. So Cancer Research UK held, not that long ago, a central Relay for Life online, which is really good. I suggest you go and check it out if you haven't already. And they continue to encourage people to fundraise, but fundraise in different ways. They actually did a few months ago the big quiz, which was a series of quizzes. I don't know if our relays have seen it, and it was all about getting people involved.
So you always want to improve the relay experience and make it more fun for people.
Yes, no, definitely, you're right there. And we're constantly trying to listen to feedback, because we as a committee, we've got ideas, but we don't know if they're good ideas or bad ideas. And what we really want Relay to be is not the committee, the event team's event, but the relayers itself. We want it to be their event. And one of the ways relayers can really get involved in that and support us with making sure that we're making decisions that are suitable or that are good and fun is just by letting us know. We put out surveys, questionnaires throughout the year, ideas on Facebook. We want to hear your feedback, good or bad, especially about today, because we've never done something like this before. Feedback's great. I love feedback. No feedback is bad feedback, in my opinion.
Okay. So it's obviously not just the committee and the relayers that make Relay. Is there anyone else that you'd like to thank for their years of dedication?
Yeah, you're right. Relay would not exist without our amazing supporters, some of which have been with us since the start. One of those is Yosk, the Yate Outdoor Sports Complex. They let us come here every year and trash this site with cars and tents. Yosk is a working athletics track, so we're really grateful that they allow us to come and do that. And we've got other supporters as well, who have supported us for years and years and continue to support us even though times are actually quite tough at the moment. So we're really grateful to those guys. And you can find all of our supporters on our website. I'd really encourage you to do that because I think it would be great if we could support them through these challenging times as well.
You mentioned that you had plans for Relay 2021, but do you have any plans for later in the year perhaps?
Later on in the year, yeah, not at the moment, no. We would love to be able to do something, some sort of get together, perhaps a big barbecue or some summer drinks or something. But we're mindful of the fact that this situation is not going to go away. So nothing's planned at the moment because we want to make plans when it's appropriate to do so. But it would be really good if we could get together. That being said, people can still get together and join together on our coffee mornings. We've turned those into virtual coffee mornings. You can get all of the information on the website, and we'd love people to come and join us for those and get their coffee and wave it in front of the camera and have a chat with us. We'd love to see people there.
A big part of Relay is that it's not just the event in July every year.
Yeah.
There's lots of events throughout the year.
Yeah.
So what's happening with the relay party, post-relay party and the Glow Walk?
Yeah, so obviously we're going to wait government advice on what the best thing to do is, but we like I said, we want to meet in some way. I think if we could do a pre-relay party, it'd be really good fun to really try and get everyone excited and pumped for next year. In terms of the Glow Walk, well, we're going to combine that with Woof Walkies, which we had to postpone earlier in the year because of the coronavirus. So we're going to combine them together. I don't know when yet, but we're definitely going to run it when we can and when it's safe to do so.
Is there anything you'd like to say, give a message to all of the relayers watching at home today?
Yeah, I think I'd say, firstly, I hope you're all well, hope you're keeping safe. And I hope you've enjoyed your lockdown, as difficult as it may be. I know that it's been difficult for people, and I hope that you're coming out of it now and it's becoming more positive for you. In terms of a message about Relay, I would say we obviously really want to grow Relay. It's our 15th year next year. It's a fantastic opportunity to really grow Relay. And my message would be simple: tell everyone about Relay. If you come back next year from last year, it means you liked Relay. So share it as wide as you can, and let's really get the message about Relay out in the community, because I think it's a really powerful event that really brings the community together.
Cheers very much.
Cheers very much.
My name's Jo Craythorne. I have been part of Relay for 10 years. I'm widowed and I have 3 children, 3 grown-up children, and I live in Yate. I had cervical cancer in 1997, so I was 32, just having had a baby a year before, and as a result of having the baby within 10 days, I just had a really bad infection, which then turned into the cancer cells and developed, and so a year later I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. Yeah, the impact, just having had a baby and being so young, was major, and it was very aggressive. I was told that I only had a 60-40 chance of survival, and I had a 1-year-old baby and a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. So it was horrific, and I felt that I wasn't going to be able to see my baby walk because she wasn't walking at that stage when I was diagnosed, or she was just beginning to. And I was determined that I was going to buy her first pair of shoes. So she wasn't even ready for a new pair of shoes, but I bought them because I was going to be the one that bought her first pair of shoes, because I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know what the future was going to hold at that stage. So it was very scary. This was 22 years ago, so the support wasn't brilliant. Family support was not brilliant. My husband didn't know what to do. After I'd had so I had to have a hysterectomy, and I had the most fantastic surgeon that saved my life. It had spread, and it had gone into my lymph nodes, so I had to have a lot of tissue removed as well, and my ovaries moved because he realised during the operation that I was going to have radiotherapy. So once I had got 6 weeks, I think, down the line after the operation, I then had to have radiotherapy for 5.5 weeks. And so what I did was, my husband didn't know what to do. He carried on as normal, went to work, but I found out afterwards was just in pieces every day, but holding it together for me. But the support, what I did was move in with my parents, with my children, and they were fantastic. Friends would come and go. I think I had 3 friends cry on my bed whilst in hospital about what was going on in their life. And there's me lying there having had this major operation, but they were all sort of, coming in and chatting about what was going on with them. So there were a lot of people coming and going, but support was not brilliant. There was a nurse, I don't know, I think she was attached to the hospital, that I could speak to, but that was generally after I'd had treatment, I think, and after that. The radiotherapy was brilliant. All of the nurses and the support team were good there, but no, very little support, very little support. An experience like that for me has drastically changed my life and my future, my outlook, everything. So, but my husband then had cancer 4 years later and died from cancer. And so it really made me stop and think actually I just need to feed my family well, look after them nutritionally, make sure that they're happy. I felt that I didn't need to be so strict. I needed to lighten up a little bit in my parenting, because life was too short. We needed to have fun, and that you can't guarantee what's going to happen, that you've got a life in the future. You just need to live for today. And I think that's been the biggest impact for me, is to enjoy life and live for today. When he was diagnosed, that was unbelievable. I was still having checkups, so I was still very vulnerable. And to turn it around, and the hospital actually said to me, look, you're fine, you need to concentrate on him now. And to go from being the person that was the person that had cancer to the carer of the person that had cancer was really tough. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer, my experience helped me to understand his experience from his point of view to a point. I couldn't understand what a diagnosis of terminal cancer meant, but I could understand what a diagnosis of cancer meant, and the feelings that he was having, and what was perhaps going on in his mind. So yes, it did. My experience definitely helped my experience when he was ill. Yeah, that was very different, considering it was only 4 years later. That was very different. So our GP was very supportive to both of us. There was a specialist nurse that was attached to us that would speak to him and also to me if I needed it for support. There was we had hospital at home that would come and support us. We had Macmillan, I think, supported us, and then after he passed away, St Peter's Hospice were fantastic for us as a family. So yes, it was very, very different. I think when I was ill, as far as my children were concerned, there was no support, and I was struggling to go through the experience myself and to keep me well, because I was incredibly ill. So they had my parents, basically. My mum was their second carer, that they had her, So there wasn't a lot of understanding for them really as to what was going on. With my husband, it was very different, and we made sure, I think because I was sort of more in control rather than being taken along this journey, I always made sure that I had told them everything before I told anybody else what was going on, because the worst thing for me was that they would hear something from somebody else. We had a voluntary support worker attached to us from St Peter's Hospice who was fantastic with the children. So she was there when I told them that it was terminal and he wasn't going to survive. She did a lot of work with them individually and as a family afterwards. So that had changed an awful lot as far as the support was concerned. Yeah. I think the key thing is to talk and to find somebody to talk to, whether there's professional support out there or whether it's family or friends, to talk, because you're sharing that problem, then you're sharing that load, and you've got support as well, whether it's you're the person that's ill or you're supporting somebody that's ill. It's to talk and to communicate and to tell people how you're feeling. I mean, from the minute that I said to the doctors, I can't cope anymore, I don't want to be a carer anymore, I want to be a wife again, everything kicked into place. They just put everything in place so that I could take that step back. If I hadn't said that, I would have struggled. I would have found it really hard, and it might have affected our relationship when it was important that we had a strong relationship. Well, not long after I was ill, we decided to do something to give back for cancer, and so we only knew about Race for Life. So I went to Race for Life. My son obviously couldn't join in Race for Life, being male, because it's only for females. I then found Relay, and it just became a huge thing for us. It's a way of giving back. I strongly believe in cancer research because I had cervical cancer and there was nothing to prevent that. Now, with all of the research and the money that people have raised, girls can now have an injection to prevent them from having cancer or cervical cancer, which is fantastic. So if there's any proof that cancer research is important, that's the proof. So to be able to get so involved with Relay, I've been with Relay for 10 years. I've been on the committee for a few years doing health promotion and cancer awareness. And I'm just very passionate about it, and the whole family are. And I go, even if I can't join a team because I'm busy, I've got another commitment, then I'll always go as a survivor just to be there for that day, and I'm always really proud.
Next up, Short and Sweet have kindly sent us in some music. Alex from Short and Sweet always joins us each year as a survivor, a guest of honour survivor. So enjoy this one. It's some lovely relaxing music.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Yeah, treat it for bird, fished on my doorstep. You're singing sweet song, her melody's pure and true. Yeah, singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched on my doorstep, singing sweet songs. Whoa, the melody's pure and true. Yeah, singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little Singing all worried about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright, yeah. Singing all worried about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be alright, yeah.
Sometimes I go out by myself when I look across the border. When I think of all the things what you do, in my head I paint a picture. And since I come home, well my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me? So why don't you come on over, Valerie? Yeah, Valerie. Ooh, yeah, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Did your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch your tail. Hope you find the right man, fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? Whoa, did you have to pay that fine? You was dodging all the time. Are you still dizzy? Whoa, since I come home, well my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair, the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over, start making a fool out of me? So why don't you come on over, Valerie? Yeah, Valerie. Ooh, yeah, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself when I look across the border. When I think of all the things and what you're doing, in my head I paint a picture. Oh, since I come home, well my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger ale, the way you like to breathe. Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Yeah, Valerie. Ooh, yeah, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Come over. Come on over, Valerie. I've been spending up time, a couple of women by my side. like it's sitting on my mind, sipping on red wine. Well, I've been sitting there for ages, ripping out the pages. How'd I get so faded? How'd I get so faded?
Ooh, no, no, don't leave me lonely now. If you love me, how you never look. Ooh, got a prison in my eye. Why don't you come free my mind? Oh, this is how it ends. And I feel the chemicals burning my bloodstream, fading out again. And I feel the chemicals burning my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tell me when it kicks in.
I've been looking for a lover. I thought I'd find her in a ballroom. God make me another one. Well, I'll be feeling this tomorrow. Lord, forgive me for the things I've done. I was never meant to hurt you. I saw a sky for that broken-hearted lover.
Oh, no, no, don't leave me lonely now. If you love me, how you never lose. Ooh, got a crimson in my eye. Wanna to go free my mind. Oh, now this is how it ends. And I feel the chemicals burning my bloodstream, fading out again. And I feel the chemicals burning my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Tell me when it kicks in.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Tell me when it kicks in. Across the line, all the voices in my mind, calling out across the line.
All the voices in my mind, calling out across the line. All the voices in my mind, calling out across the line. All the voices in my mind, calling out across the line. All the voices in my mind, calling out. And I saw scars upon the voices in my mind. Broken-hearted love, voices in my mind. And I saw scars upon the voices in my mind. Broken-hearted love, voices in my mind. And I saw scars upon a broken-hearted love
kicks in.
And I saw scars upon it
when it kicks in.
broken-hearted lover.
Each year on the Sunday morning we have yoga to wake you all up, get you stretched out after a hard night walking. And this year is no exception. Briony from Yoga with Briony has kindly sent us in her yoga video for you to enjoy at home. So get your yoga mats out and stretch out with Briony.
Hi, I'm Briony. Welcome to Yoga with Briony. And today we're going to be doing a gentle morning yoga practice. So if you'd like to add a little bit of warmth to your practice, you can bring along a blanket and some socks. Okay, so if you're ready to nurture yourself in love and warmth, slowly roll out your yoga mat and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start the practice lying down. Okay, so if you brought your blanket along, you can place that over you and come to lie down on your mat. Okay, so create space in between the heels. Allow the feet to gently flop to the sides. Relax through the thighs and the pelvis. Soften the jaw and the mouth and the tongue. Tuck the chin in slightly to find length in the neck. Okay, then create some space in between your arms and the torso, with the palms facing up towards the sky. And then just take a moment here to settle into your space. Allowing the feet to gently flop to the sides. And feeling the points of contact between your body and the mat. And feel completely supported here by your mat and Mother Earth. And then just take a moment here for the dust to settle. You've arrived on the mat, you've taken this amazing time to care for yourself, to practice self-care and self-love. And now it's time just to allow the dust to settle. And then take a moment here to listen to the sound of your breath, the natural rhythm of your breath. Perhaps you can start engaging in a gentle ujjayi breath with a slight constriction at the back of the throat. Helping to calm the mind and the nervous system. Allowing the weight of the body to grow heavy. And as you exhale out, let the weight of the body sink deeper and deeper into the mat. Feeling more and more relaxed and settled. And more present. And give thanks for this moment. Thanks for taking the time to come to the mat today. To nurture yourself. And to take care of yourself. Okay, so when you're ready, make fists with the hands and then start making small rotations with the wrists in one direction, followed by the other. And then open out the palms, open out the fingers, and then slowly make fists one more time. Inhale, open out the fingers and the thumbs. Exhaling, making fists. One more time. Inhale, spread the fingers out wide. Exhaling, close. Inhale, opening out. Exhaling, close. And then bring your thumb to your fingertips and just take a moment here to massage your fingertips with your thumbs. Still bringing awareness to the feet and the legs. Still softening through the mouth and the tongue and the jaw. Okay, so when you're ready, release the hands to the mat and then bring your attention to your feet. And then we're going to start drawing circles with the big toes in opposite directions. So as you do this, move with real awareness. Spread the toes out wide and the soles of the feet out wide as well. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the soles of the feet and the toes. And then when you're ready, reverse the circles. Still connecting to your Ujjayi breath and feeling settled and relaxed in your space today. Okay, great, good job. Okay, so if you've got a blanket on, maybe it's time just to remove the blanket and place it by your side. And then bring your arms by your sides with the palms facing up. And then bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Okay, so feet are hip-width distance apart, knees too. So thighs are parallel. And just feel that beautiful connection with your feet and the mat. Okay, so when you're ready, inhale in, press into the heels, lift the toes up. Exhaling, rolling forwards, going onto the toes, lift the heels up. Inhaling, pressing the heels into the ground, the toes rise up. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the backs of the calves. Exhaling, rolling forwards onto the toes. We'll just repeat that a couple more times. So inhale, rise up. Exhaling, going onto the toes. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, going onto the toes. Great, good job. Come back onto the soles of the feet. Okay, so when you're ready, hug the right knee into the chest, followed by the left. And then interlace the fingers around the shins. And just take a moment here to rock gently from side to side. Tucking the chin in slightly to find length in the neck. And feeling that beautiful massage in the lower back. And then when you're ready, inhale in, exhaling, slowly rolling over onto your left-hand side. Still softening through the mouth, the tongue and the jaw. Inhale back to center. Exhaling over to the right. Breathing in love and peace and warmth into your body. Okay, inhale back to center. Then one more time, we're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Arms are by the sides with the palms facing down. Then we're going to inhale in, reach the right toes up towards the sky. And then slowly, one more time, draw circles with your right big toe in one direction. Feel that beautiful contact with the back of the head, the shoulder blades, and the lower spine and the mat. And then when you're ready, reverse the circle. Okay, so when you're ready, inhaling, exhaling, slowly crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Feeling that beautiful opening in the right hip. Okay, and then just take a moment here to breathe into your right hip. keeping the right foot flexed. If you want a deeper stretch, you can place your right hand onto the inside edge of the right knee and just slowly, gently push away the knee away from you, feeling a deeper stretch in the right hip. Okay, so slowly release the hand back to the mat, palm facing down, and we're going to inhale and reach the right toes up towards the sky. Exhaling, slowly lower down. Great, good job. Okay, so we're just going to repeat that on the other side. So one more time, feel that beautiful connection with your back and the mat, and your feet, the back of the head, the arms, the hands, the palms. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to inhale and reach the right toes up towards the sky. And then one more time, draw big circles with your left big toe in one direction, followed by the other. And then when you're ready, inhaling, exhaling, slowly crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. And then take a moment here to breathe into the left hip. Feeling that beautiful connection with the sole of the right foot and the mat. Continue to listen to your Ujjayi breath. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can place your left hand and rest it on the inside of your left thigh or knee, and then just gently press on it. Okay, so when you're ready, release your hand back to the ground. Inhale in, reach the left toes up towards the sky. Exhaling, slowly lower the foot back down to the mat. Then one more time, we're going to hug the knees into the chest. Bring the hands to the tops of the knees. And we're just going to take a moment here to draw circles with the knees in one direction. Followed by the other. And take a moment here to tap into your inner smile. Okay, so when you're ready, shine the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Bend the knees and then take hold of the outer edges of your feet. If that's not available for you today, you can hold on to the ankles or the shins. Okay, so broadening through the shoulders, tucking the chin in slightly, and still finding that softness in the mouth and the tongue. Lengthening the tailbone towards the front of the mat. And then we're just going to take a moment here to rock gently from side to side. Feeling that beautiful opening in the hips and the groin. And shining some light on our beautiful hamstrings. If you prefer, you can bring the hands to the inside edges of the feet, coming into stirrup posture. And again, you can rock gently from side to side, so whichever feels comfortable for you today. Listen to your body. Okay, so slowly one more time, hug your knees in towards your chest and then roll over to any side of your choice. Okay, great, good job. So we're going to come into a seated position. So come into a comfortable seated position of your choice. You can either cross the legs, coming into Sukhasana, comfortable posture, or you can bring one foot in front of the other, coming into Siddhasana. So remember, try and find length in the spine. If you feel as though your spine is collapsing and the pelvis is coming back, you can place a rolled up blankie underneath the edges of your sits bones to find elevation in the spine. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale in, reach the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhaling, soften down. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, soften. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, soften. Okay, great, good job. Okay, so now we're going to walk the palms forwards. Okay, so just come as far forwards as feels comfortable for you. Okay, and then just take a moment here to bow the head towards the chest. And you can come onto the forearms, or you can stay here. So wherever you are in your body today, accept your body where you are today and give thanks for your body and for this moment. And then just take a moment here to bow your head and rock gently from side to side. And as you do this, send weight into your sits bones. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to walk the hands over towards the left hand side this time. Okay, so pressing into the right sits bone. Spread the fingers out wide. Feel that beautiful connection with your hands and the mat. And then we're going to inhale in. Draw a line with your nose and look up. Exhaling, slowly softening down. And then one more time, you can rock here gently from side to side. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the right side body. Still listening to the sound of your breath. Okay, so when you're ready, slowly walk the hands back to center. Feeling that connection with your hands and the mat. And then when you're ready, walk the hands over towards the right hand side. Okay, so one side may feel different to the other side. I know this side feels a lot tighter for me. So press into your left sits bone, spread the fingers out wide. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, and when you're ready, inhale, draw a line with your nose and look up. Exhaling, slowly softening the head down. And then one more time, you can rock here very gently from side to side if that feels good for you. Sending love and peace and warmth into your body today. Great, good job. Okay, so we're slowly going to walk the hands back to center. Come back to our sitting position. One more time, we'll just take a moment here to loop the shoulders. Okay, great, good job. So we're going to slowly transition into tabletop position. So move very mindfully and consciously. So bring the wrist directly underneath the shoulder, spread the fingers out wide, claw away from your fingers to take any pressure from the wrists. Knees are directly underneath the hips. Feet are in line with the knees. Okay, and then tuck the chin in slightly and find that beautiful line from the crown of your head to the tip of your tail. So draw navel to spine. And then keep a soft micro bend in the elbows. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly send the hips over to the left and look past the right shoulder, looking towards the back of the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhaling, we're going to slowly send the hips over to the right and then looking past the left shoulder. Great, good job. So inhale back to center, and we'll just go from one side to the other in your own time. Feeling that beautiful connection with your hands and the mat. Okay, so when you're ready, come back to neutral spine, tabletop position. And then we're going to slowly step the right foot forwards, coming into low lunge. Janayasana. Okay, so front knee over front ankle. Okay, and then come up onto your fingertips and look forwards. Be light on your fingers. Inhaling, exhaling, we're going to slowly walk the fingers back, coming into runner's stretch. So send the right hip crease back, flex the right toes, and keep a slight micro bend in the right knee. Inhaling, look forwards. Exhaling, soften and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, fold. Breathing into the back of the right leg. Okay, so when you're ready, inhaling, we're going to walk the hands back in front, coming back into low lunge. And then plant the palms on the mat, and then we're slowly going to walk the right foot towards the left-hand side of the mat, and we're going to come into one-legged king pigeon. Okay, so slowly lower the right sits bone towards the mat. If it doesn't come to the mat, you can place a rolled up blanket under your right sits bone. Okay, and then slowly look towards your left leg. Okay, so fingertips are on the mat. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the left psoas, the left hip flexor. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, slowly look up. Exhaling, slowly fold down. Inhale, rise up. Pressing away from your foundation, opening up your chest, your heart space. Exhaling, soften and fold. We'll just do it one more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, fold. Okay, so when you come down to the mat, you can, this time you can interlace the fingers in front of you and rest gently here with the gaze looking down. Or you can bring one forearm down, followed by the other, and rest your head gently down here. Or you can bring your hands forwards and rest your forehead down here. Or if neither of those are available, you can just stay here with your hands like this. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the right glute. Okay, so wherever you are today, and then we're just going to take a moment here to breathe some love and warmth into the right side of the hip. Okay, so when you're ready, slowly bring your hands back to the mat. And then we're going to bring the right leg back one more time, coming into tabletop. Okay, so this time we're just going to drop the belly. Open the chest, tailbone shines up. Look forwards, coming into cow posture. Exhaling, rounding through. Sending the tailbone down, drawing navel to spine, chin to chest. Take a moment here to breathe into the back body. Great, good job. Okay, so one more time. Inhale, slowly lower the belly towards the mat. Open out your heart, your chest space, look forwards. Exhaling, pressing away from your foundation. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Draw navel to spine. Great, good job. Okay, inhale, come back to center, come back to tabletop. And this time we're going to step the left foot forwards, coming into low lunge and Janayasana. Okay, so feeling that beautiful connection with your foot and the mat. Front knee over front ankle, come up onto your fingertips, look forwards. Feel that beautiful stretch in the right hip flexor, the right psoas. Inhaling in. Exhaling, slowly walking the fingers back. We're going to come into runner stretch, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Okay, so when you're in this posture, keep a slight micro bend in the left knee. Flex your toes towards your nose. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and look forwards. Exhaling, folding down. Inhale, riser. Exhaling, lower. Inhale, riser. Exhaling, lower down. Okay, so we'll just take a couple of moments here to breathe into the left hamstring this time. Okay, so we'll just take a moment here to breathe into the back of the left leg. Sending love and warmth into your body today. Okay, so when you're ready, slowly walk the hands forwards one more time. Okay, so come up onto the fingertips, feel that beautiful connection with the top of the right foot and the mat. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, come up onto the fingertips. Oh my gosh, that feels amazing. Okay, so this time we're going to walk the left foot over towards the right hand side, coming into one-legged king pigeon on this side. Okay, so remember what I was talking about before, the left sits bone should come in contact with the mat. If it doesn't, which mine doesn't on this side, you can bring a blanket underneath your sits bone to support you. Okay, so just bring a blanket under there to give you support. That feels great. Okay, and then bring awareness to your right leg. Okay, and just take a moment here to look back. Okay, so when you're ready, sit up nice and tall, tuck the chin in slightly. Inhaling, exhaling, slowly soften and fold. Inhale, rise up, come up onto your fingertips. Draw a line with your nose and look up, open up your heart and chest. Feel that beautiful stretch in the right hip flexor. Exhaling, soften and fold. Okay, one more time. Inhale, rise up. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, soften and fold. Okay, so great, good job. One more time. You can interlace the fingers and bring the forearms to the mat, and you can stay here looking down. Or you can bring the forehead to the hands, or you can make a pillow with your forearms. You can reach the hands forwards and rest your forehead gently on the mat. Or if you prefer, you can stay up here. So whichever feels comfortable for you today. Okay, so we're just going to take a moment here to breathe into the left hip. Breathing love and peace and warmth into your body today. Feeling more relaxed, more calm and settled. Ready for the day ahead. And taking this energy with you into the rest of your day. Okay, so when you're ready, slowly rise up one more time. Bring the palms to the mat and slowly bring the left knee back one more time, coming into tabletop. Okay, and then we're going to swing the legs round to any side of your choice. And then just come into a comfortable seated position of your choice. Okay, so feel that beautiful connection with your foundation and the mat. And then just take a moment here to loop the shoulders. Taking a deep breath in as your shoulders rise up. Exhaling out through the mouth. One more time, deep inhalation in through the nose. A long exhalation out through the mouth. Okay, great, good job. So we're going to close this practice by slowly bringing the hands to heart center. Feeling that beautiful connection with your thumbs and your heart space. Okay, so we're slowly going to bring the thumbs up to the third eye. The light in me bows to the light in you. Inhaling in, exhaling to bow. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed this gentle morning yoga practice and you're feeling more relaxed and calm and ready to start your day with this beautiful energy. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and share it with your friends and family, and I look forward to seeing you really soon. So take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye.
Okay, so I'm James Cook. I'm 36. I moved to Yate just in March of this year, and we saw the Relay for Life stuff advertised, and thought that'd be a good thing to do. Got previous experience of cancer in the family, and wanted to kind of give something back to the community around cancer research, and particularly the work that the kind of palliative nurses do, and so wanted to get involved from that respect. So moved the family to Yate in March, got a couple of young kids, and my wife, and we'll all be taking part. Okay, so early 2004, my mum was diagnosed with a pancreatic cancer. I'm one of 4 kids, so I was the eldest. I was 20 at the time, but my sister was down to 15, so kind of big family group. Quite a bombshell, and I think my mum knew straight away that being a pancreatic cancer, that it wasn't going to be a great outlook, but we kind of went through a few ups and downs of the possibility of her being able to have an operation and stuff, but ultimately, she realised that she wasn't going to get better from it. I'd kind of finished at uni that kind of summer, and took the opportunity to come home and spend a lot of time with her and help my dad with some of the care. There's a lot of weight on my dad with 4 kids as well to kind of deal with that and all the pressures that come with it. And so I got quite involved in her care and supporting her, which I was really pleased to do. I was always very close to my mum. She obviously did a lot for us as 4 kids, always ferrying us about, encouraging us to do sports and activities. She was really into dancing. She's a Morris dancer of all things, and so just really wanted to be able to do my bit and help out. But I suppose only kind of still now realising some of the impact of everything that we went through, and some of the experiences that I saw firsthand of what it's like to live with cancer, and to deal with some of the most severe impacts of cancer. Certainly some of the things that I saw her go through in hospital, I've not really talked to people about before, and I've been married for 4 and a bit years, been with my wife for about 8 years, and only in the last month or so, partly through doing the Relay for Life stuff and signing up for that, as she said to me, you've never talked to me about your mum and some of the experiences you went through, and so that's kind of hit home a bit, and started to talk a bit more to my family about it, and some of the kind of legacy impacts about that. But so she passed away after about 14 months of fighting it. And I guess the hardest bit kind of for me was remembering the good times after being so close to so much of the bad stuff. But I think more of that is coming back now, and stuff like this helps to actually remind you of that and bring it back. And particularly with my kids now, I want to be able to talk to them about what my mum meant and to me and to the family, and what she did, and how proud she'd have been to see them growing up. It was primarily tailored to her, and you know, my dad and myself tried to do the bulk of the support. Obviously, I could drive. I had a brother at uni, and then the other two were at school. So, you know, didn't really want them to be as close to it, and so I think we took a lot of the responsibilities, particularly my dad, obviously. So no, I didn't really necessarily notice care around for us. What really stuck with me for a long time was the support of the palliative nurses towards the end, and particularly the last week. A lot of that is still very fresh in my mind. The last 24 hours, the night she died, I sat up all night with her and sat up with the nurse, and that was you know, the work the nurses did around that was incredible, and the way they're able to talk to you and engage with you and make, you know, you can't make it bearable, but they make it a more human experience, I suppose. And I was blown away with that, and I just think that is so crucial to have that support available to people at a really, really difficult time. Yeah, I guess I didn't always find it easy to talk to friends, and you know, I didn't talk to work about it until very late in the day. But just stuff like, and again, you know, thanks to my mum, I was very active in sports, and to be able to go to my football team on a Wednesday night for training, and on a weekend to play a match and switch off and just get stuff out your system and be with your mates, and your mates to be around you and be supportive, and particularly afterwards, you know, just stuff like the funeral. I remember just the amount of people at the funeral who came up and spoke about what Mum had done, again being active in the community, and just having those friends and family around. Yeah, it's extremely powerful, and that's what appeals to me again about the Relay for Life, and having been to watch my wife do Race for Life and stuff like that. Just the whole community feel of that, I think, is really powerful. Yeah, I think if you can, it's easy to say now, if you can talk to people about what you're experiencing, I would. And I'm not very good at that, and I don't think my dad was very good at that. And I know even still, particularly weirdly in the last 12 months, I think as a family we've realised some of the challenges we've still had around opening up about what we experienced. So if you can talk, I think that goes a long way, but also just try and find that social outlet as well, you know, for yourselves. Obviously you've got to be there for people around you who are suffering, but you've also got to have a bit of a social outlet. You know, I remember after Mum's death, my dad just going into a bit of a shell, just thinking about the kids. I just remember him doing ironing after ironing and washing after washing, and he's thinking, Dad, you need to get out and rediscover your social life and stuff. And when he eventually did, that was really important to us. So yeah, I know it's a lot easier said than done, but being able to talk to people and open up, I think, is really important. Yeah. Okay. Relay just stuck out. We only moved to Yate recently. It's really powerfully advertised in Yate. It's round the corner from us. My wife's involved at YOSC with training the athletics and taking part in athletics there, so we saw the adverts. Cancer research, obviously, very prominent charity, and you know, lots of people have had these kind of experiences. I say, just, you know, I'm very active. The kind of 24-hour walking thing appealed, but being able to get involved with the family as well, just, yeah, it really appealed, and just wanting to have some sort of opportunity to give something back, to raise a bit of money. I've done fundraisers before, but I've never done something that I've been able to dedicate to my mum's memory. And as I say, particularly with my kids getting a bit older now, just wanting to think about how I communicate with them about, you know, what their grandmother would have meant for me, for her to be around them as well. So it came at a good time, and yeah, I just hope it'd be a really good event. Yeah.
Team Tinseltoes have many reasons for taking part. Some have experienced the sad loss of family members, some have lost dear friends. This pain is our strength. We cheer for our survivor, encourage those still fighting, and we want to see a cancer-free future. Coronavirus will not take away our fight to kick cancer's ass. We are Team Tinseltoes, spreading Christmas cheer on the track. See you next year.
That marks the end of part one. We hope you've enjoyed Yate Relay at home so far. Part 2 will start very shortly in about 5 minutes time on our Facebook channel and YouTube channel. So be sure to join us for that. We've got lots more coming up, including the quiz, including the Candle of Hope ceremony. You don't want to miss it. So join us in about 5 minutes time.